Okay, so as we're live, I'm going to kind of set you guys up. You know the drill by now. It's a different space, so bear with me. It's a little dark, but I can always reorganize, regather, if you will. Give me a second because I'm going to post up the links and just make sure everything's looking and sounding good. Just check that out. What are you doing? Wait, my dog's going crazy. Ow! What are you doing? She just knocked over a bunch of stuff. Hold on. She's okay. Callie Roo, come here. So, sorry, it's a different setting, but hello, it's pretty dark. Sorry, it's so dark. But hey, give me just a second. That sound good? I think it sounds good. Let me know. Sorry if it's grainy. It's a little grainy. But, alright, like I said, I'll resituate this camera as soon as share the link. Share it to the world, if you will. Hello, everyone. Say hello if you're watching. I would so appreciate that. Hey, thank you. Yes. As you can tell, my hair's a little different. We'll talk about that in a second. Twitter. Yeah, there we go. Everything is awesome. Okay. Cool. So, I don't know how to set this up properly, I guess. You know, I really don't want to sit on the floor, but I might have to. But anyway, I'm like elevated so high above. And I don't want to sit the way it should. It says pop socket. As we all know, the pop sockets are a thing now. You know what? Fuck. Alright. Shoot. Is this really gonna be a thing? I can't. We're just gonna have to. This is really gonna be the majority of the video. Is me with this. You know what? I think this is a good stabilizer. Shit. Alright. Sorry. It's very bouncy. It's like a roller coaster right now, and I apologize to everyone and their families that may be watching. Anyway, my dog thinks this is entertaining. No, I'm not in the closet. Not today. Holy crap, man. I give up. Okay, so. Alright, so I'm just gonna have to hold this forever, and it's gonna be annoying, but I'll figure something out. This is not gonna work. This is gonna annoy me. But anyway, since I've wasted like 3 minutes of everybody's time that was here. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's impromptu. I usually don't work on Saturdays, but this Saturday I'm working in the morning. So it's usually about once a month, and this is my Saturday. hence why I can stay up a little later because I still have to work tomorrow, but it's not as early. Saturday I have to wake up for 7 and leave by 7:30. So I don't have to wake up tomorrow until about 8:30 and leave by 9. So if I really want to push it. But so that's why I'm streaming tonight. I actually debated, honestly, not doing a stream at all, and my boyfriend is like, no, consistency is key, like, just keep doing it, like, you have to, like, you can't not stream. So the reason that I'm streaming outside of the closet today or this night is because he is in the bedroom, and you know, he's actually probably gonna go to bed soonish, so I'm out here so I don't disturb him, and so that's that. That's the reason for that. But yes, I'm gonna be fighting with this thing, and it's actually pretty dark in here, so I don't love it, but we learn to cope, or learn to figure out how to work things out. Okay. Wow. Okay, wait. If I just like so, that'll work. Okay, my zoom on my screen is off of that, but I don't think that's affecting you guys, so it doesn't really matter. But what are you doing? So yeah, this is like just gonna be a stream of me, like, consistency is, yeah, it's good. It's not everything, but in some things, in this case being streaming, consistency is very good if you want to build an audience with streaming. So if anybody is actually watching me, other than Lee, or if anybody's watching the replay, thank you, because I really appreciate it. I know this is, like, it was very late. I didn't advertise it at all today. Like I said, it was just me being kind of in the moment. My nose is already junked up, as you could tell. It's great. But, yeah, it was just like a new thing. New idea. Sorry for my nose, by the way. Whew. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing, by the way. I really appreciate it. I know it sounds silly to say that I appreciate these things, because usually when people say they appreciate things, it's not actually heartfelt, and it really doesn't sound heartfelt when I say it, but it's actually really heartfelt. I really do appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you. Weird faces aside, thank you very much. I don't think I deserve it. That's the weird faces thing, but I super appreciate it. I'm just gonna reshare, see if we can draw some attention, and then I'm gonna talk about the topics I'm gonna talk about, which aren't a whole lot, but there's some stuff. Oh, cool. Here we go. Shoot. This is really bugging me. I've been having to hold the camera this whole time. It's really bugging me. Alright. your girl got issues. Namely, this camera. This phone. I just don't know. For anybody watching the replay, like, skip forward once I figure this out. This is me testing it. It says orientation is locked. Rotate device F. This is usually how I stream. Figured it out. This is what I've been doing wrong. So now I'm going to be upside down. Damn it. Well, alright. I figured out my issue though. Yeah, I think that would be the best issue, like the best solution to this problem. Just do it. Just do it. Okay, I figured out how to do it. All right, I used my book to stabilize my device. God damn it. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about today, there are a few things. I feel like I've just been, I really like to read. I really do like to read. I am an avid reader when I get motivated, I should say. So yes, engineering. So one of like my biggest inspirations, one of the most inspiring people lyrically as like a poet or anything is Sylvia Plath, which already I know is like basic white girl, but I have been hey, sorry, my dog's getting into something. What are you doing? You know what? Forget this. Just go step outside. And hopefully I don't get banned. Or demonetized. Or whatever. But I'm going to step outside for a little bit. We're going to talk. And, I should just restart this whole stream over. But we'll talk about that later. I don't know what she's trying to get, though. I don't know. I think she saw a bug or something. I don't know what she's trying to go after. Oh, is my face so close? Just get out of there. Alright. But, anyway. Can you tell I'm trying to carry too many things at once? Sorry, guys. This is the most chaotic stream I've ever done. What the heck? It's because there's not really anybody watching. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, we're going to step out into the loud world. And I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about one of my favorite writers, one of my favorite poets, authors. I don't know what she's actually classified as. I know she's considered a poet. I don't know if that's what, I haven't done a lot of like biographical study on her to know what she would have liked to be known as or considered. I know she's a writer though, and I know writing was a big thing for her, and she died tragically and young-ish. Young for how many years you usually can live in this world. So Sylvia Plath has always been kind of a big thing for me. Maybe because I battle with a mild form of depression that she's always inspired. I liked her way of thinking. I like how she writes. So I have been recently revisiting the Bell Jar. And I read that book first when I was back in my senior year, maybe my junior year of high school. So, probably 10, 11 years ago. And I'm about, let's see, I'm on page 120 out of 244 pages, so about halfway through this book. And growing up and like having read more of her poetry through the years and becoming more familiar with her, at least like her background a little bit, to read like a full book again by her, it's like I come to understand more like why she would write these characters into this book the way she did. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking coming in and looking at it into this other perspective from who I was 10 years ago, rereading a book. It's really quite interesting. And I feel like I'm that type of person that when I have a favorite book, like I find a book and I love it immediately. I love it or I hate it. I like to read a lot and I want to read more. That's what I said before. So when I do come across a book that I absolutely really am like intrigued by, really love it, like it's a favorite book forever. And I've definitely reread some of my favorite books a couple of years after. And I haven't read Lady Lazarus was a book? Because I know she wrote a poem called Lady Lazarus. But I might have also heard that it's a book as well. I'm reading The Bell Jar currently, and that was a book that I read when I was in high school. And I'm rereading that. Yeah, no, I'm rereading The Bell Jar. I've read Lady Lazarus. You got me all confused. I was like, wait, is that a book? I didn't know, like... Let's see, I got one of my notes. No, Lady Lazarus is one of my favorite poems by Sylvia Plath. And I frequently have referenced it, like, time and time again, throughout things. But The Bell Jar is a book written by Sylvia Plath, which I find is very interesting. Like, I don't know if she's written other books, like, I always get it confused. Fiction. Other fiction. Non-fiction is the truth. Doesn't sound like it should be the truth. Because it says non. but other fiction. But if she has, I would read them. Um, but no, I am reading The Bell Jar, and I'm visiting that again. And it is literally a book about this woman in the period when the Rosenbergs were fried. Like electrocuted. They keep saying the Rosenbergs fried. Feel like that's 1970s? I looked it up before. Like 1950s or 1970s, okay? Maybe it's the 1960s. I don't freaking know. I'm not trying to sound like ignorant. I really literally looked it up and I can't remember. Maybe that does make me ignorant. But it's like about this woman who, this young woman who's going through a course that she was granted, kind of like a scholarship after high school. The puppy is no longer here. You came for the puppy. Well, you stick around after I get through this, and you can see the puppy. She's here. She's just on the floor. Anyway, so she's going through like this after school, high school program, basically, to my understanding. This is my comprehension. I haven't really looked into it. Whatever. And she kind of got into this like thing where she met like other girls, and they went to this all expenses paid trip to New York City, and she starts realizing how much her life, like how great her life is, but she is unhappy, and she's only like 18 or so, maybe 17, and so basically she's realizing like, you know, I like a lot of men are assholes, and I feel like the book I picked up was like somebody's study in like a women's rights class, or like a whatever. But there are a lot of notes on the side that are like where she's realizing like just like giving in to male authority and blah blah blah. But that, you know, for the time it was, and when Sylvia Plath grew up, and she battled with that a lot, I feel like she was just, so it makes sense for her to write that way. But it's also a good look at somebody who's battling with like depression, and when they're slowly like succumbing to it. It's a really insightful book to see how much their mind distorts their views on things, and how like they could just sit there and be like, this person's saying this thing, and I couldn't help but realize how miserable they sounded, but I thought they'd want to be happy with me, and then now I just want to cry about things. I'm butchering the entire description of everything in this story. It's a good book. Okay, if we want to break down. I know, I never read Catcher in the Rye. I should. But, I know. I feel bad for even talking about the Bell Jar, because it's such a stereotypical white girl thing to like. Sylvia Plath is such a stereotypical feminist type of person to get into. Bums me out, man, because I really like her. But hey, gotta tap this. Shannon Hoof. I don't even know if you're still there, but thank you, Tats Are Sweet. I appreciate that. But yeah, not supposed to inhale on camera, but I'm doing it anyway because I figure I either get banned or demonetized or both, and whatever. I'll just create another channel that I'm finally trendy enough to get like attention from YouTube. So nobody report this shit. But yeah, she's always been a really cool author to me. And okay, so she created what's become stereotypical, I guess. I'm kind of curious about like the argument there. I don't think she created anything to become a stereotype. It's what we've created her works to be that is a stereotype. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to give like a quick synopsis of like so far where I'm in the book. I know eventually the main character goes through a lot of shit with her depression. I don't want to ruin the ending. I mean, you gotta speculate how it goes, because whatever. But if anybody actually listens so far, if anybody actually listens this far into this live stream and like pays attention, sorry, I'm losing my voice. It's great. Excuse me. If anybody listens this deeply into this thing and has not read The Bell Jar, I recommend it because it is considered like one of the more modern classic pieces of literature. I know it's recommended literature, and so, or at least like on accelerated reading lists in schools. So I think it is important if people read it if they have struggled with depression, and if they are, because mental health awareness is such a big thing now, that you should read it. But also, don't let it trigger you, because, like, triggering is a thing. Like, it does bum me out a little bit when reading it, because I can relate to how this character is feeling to an extent. Don't let it trigger you. All I'm saying, it's a really good piece of literature for what it is. If you do get a chance to read it, you should read it. Woo. Sorry, I gotta like tap my screen to like read these when I'm on my phone. I don't know. I feel like there were, but like I'm not the person you could argue that point with because I don't know enough. But I feel like there are other ladies of the era, other female writers, that did do that. But I couldn't tell you. I mean, I got a big book of American poets, from American women poets, on the floor. From like, it's really literally called A Book of Women Poets from Antiquity to Now. Okay, they're not all American poets, but I do have a book of American women poets, but it's a good book. I highly recommend if you can find a copy and whatever. get your hands on it. I don't know. I think I inherited this one from my brother, my older brother. But it's you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, this is it's a good one. I feel like there were probably other women poets that did it, but she was the one that was most recognized. So she didn't create a stereotype. It was created from her. Anyway, I sound like an ignoramus. The other thought that I wanted to address, the other really serious thing that happened and occurred today on the topic of women and power and people to respect whether you agree with what they write and what they do or not. Aretha Franklin died today. And that's pretty crazy. Like I sound so stupid. But you know, just growing up, like, you know, Aretha Franklin, natural woman, respect, like, she's always been there. And she's got a million other hits that I'm just so not quite aware of. But she's always been there. Like, there's been so many talented people that have died in the recent years, and it's, you know, it's just because getting older, and but also like depression and suicide and stuff like that. Like, there's just, it kind of makes you feel like the world is crumbling. Like, even in like the last 10 years, recent years, I guess I should say, because there have been such a loss, like a surge of a loss of artists that have been so popular and so big and have had done so much that it's really sad, and it makes you think like honestly how much they impacted the world. And I mean, good for them for leaving stuff forever. I guess that's one of the points that Sylvia Plath makes in the book The Bell Jar. Is the main character is a writer. She really loves poetry. Sorry, I'm trying to get good light. It's not good outside. She really loves poetry. She's like in this constant struggle to prove how much writing is important, and how much it's like poems are great. And there's this like instance when she's talking to her like crush for years, and they're having this discussion, and he's a medical major, and he's just like, well, what are poems? And she's like, I don't know, what are they? And he says dust. And then like she thinks like years later, she's like, yeah, they are, but what about the bodies that you're working on? Aren't they also dust? Like, at least the poems will last longer. And that's like what everybody leaves behind. Like, won't they last longer? Whatever you leave behind. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. I'm scatterbrained tonight. It's like I said, it's a random stream. I'm not trying to say too much. Just trying to give like a little homage, if you will, to the greater people that came before, the greater artists. So, yeah. So somebody wanted to see my dog before. I'll see if she can come here. Come here. Come here. I said she was gone. I'm just joking. She's right here. This is my dog. She's so dark. She blends in with everything. The puppy. Oh, here she is. She's so sweet. That's the pupper. But yeah, Kate Bush is good. The song "Them Heavy People." Yeah, it's very similar kind of idea. I just feel like we talk about it, but we don't actually pay attention enough to it. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I wanted to give a little bit of something, a little bit of a, whew, like I said, homage. We're just gonna say it if it was omelette du fromage, as the French would. To Aretha. She's a strong woman. A lot of the radio stations today were saying that the Queen, died the same day the King did. So, Elvis died on August 16th as well. Which I found interesting. She's the Queen, he's the King. But also you got the King of Pop. I don't know, did Michael Jackson? No, it was Elvis. Ooh, now I'm confused. But, yeah, it's a... Whatever. The Queen and King died today. It was a big thing. Words. Words are important. I'm kind of at a loss for them. So sorry that this stream is so lackluster. I don't know. But I felt like I had to give justice to you guys. Do justice by you guys to stream something. And just put it out there. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm cutting it off early. I'm probably gonna go read my book, honestly. Thanks for sticking around. Maybe I'll do something this weekend. I don't know. My nose is terrible. Whatever. But yeah, please please subscribe. Please tell your friends they're beautiful. I don't know. Anyway. I will post new music eventually. I don't have anything new and my nose is stuffy. So, but I will post new music soon. I know. I gotta get back on that music grind. But I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for stopping in.